Golf was here a few years ago. And now we're
very exciting. It's very exciting, and the golf course's reputation is going to go right back up again because Donald Ross did a great design.
Trees and grass just don't go together. Get them off the fairways, away from the greens, out of the tee areas.
We actually raise the green 6 inches. And we do that is we cut in the back.
Can you guess where we are today? Hi again, everybody. I'm Harry Donahue, and welcome to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. Today, we're back at Torresdale Frankfurt Country Club. Well, now it's got a new name, merged actually, with the Union League. So it's the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale, and they are in the midst of a big off-season restoration. This was one of the iconic golf clubs within the city limits of Philadelphia. Inside Golf was here a few years ago. And now we're back to take a look at the restoration project of this Donald Ross design, and the architect involved is Stephen Kay. We'll take a look at what he has in store over the next several months to bring back this iconic golf club, the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale. It's next on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management, helping you build, manage, and preserve wealth. By PGN Plus, play your golf bucket list. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Whether you are beginning to plan for your future, building your nest egg, or nearing retirement, Susquehanna Wealth Management will take the time to understand your unique situation and provide a customized, comprehensive strategy. From investment management and trust services to retirement planning for you or your business, we can help you develop a long-term plan to meet your specific financial goals. We understand that through life stages, your needs and financial objectives change. No matter where you are in life or how much wealth you have accumulated, we're always available to sit down with you to review your plan and adjust it as necessary. Susquehanna Wealth Management.
Susquehanna Wealth Management,
helping you build,
manage, and preserve wealth.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
Welcome back to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. And this is the esteemed golf course architect, Mr. Stephen Kay. And Stephen, another project for you.
Hello, Harry.
And this is an iconic Philadelphia country club. Torresdale Frankfurt, now the Union League Golf Club of Torresdale. And you have been selected to do the restoration of this Donald Ross golf course. That's a feather in your cap.
It is. It's a great commission. I'm honored to do it. I'm happy to be. I had done some work here before. I'm happy to work with the group of people here. The old green chairman, Roy Link, better name for a green chairman.
You can't find one.
Brian Mazie, Michael, the golf pro. Brian's the superintendent. It's a great group of people. Jeff McFadden, the general manager of the Union League, wants to do a great job here. I mean, he wants to really bring it back and restore this to the glory that Donald Ross first created here.
And a little history. Donald Ross is dates back to the early 20s. I think 1922 is when it opened as Torresdale Frankfurt. Donald Ross at the time was at the epitome of architects in this country and around the world. And he passed in 1948. Like every golf course, things change. A lot of trees grew. Some of the areas for the golf course kind of shrunk a little bit. Your job, with the help of visual aids from back in the day, is to try to restore it as to what it was.
Yeah, we fortunately have a 1939 aerial photograph. You can see how much less trees there were. Trees in the whole country, not just Torresdale, were basically planted in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Misplaced by green chairmen who were different careers, really didn't know what they were doing, thought it was the right thing to do, and all that did was really hurt the turf. It took out angles. It took out angles to play where you were on the fairway. Now you didn't even have a shot. We have a great 1939 aerial photograph that shows that the fairways here were probably 40 yards wide, not 30 yards wide. So we're going to be widening the fairways. We're going to be taking down 250, 300 trees. We're restoring the clubhouse. We're redoing all the bunkers. We've redone the range, which is 99% finished right now. We'll be going out to see that soon. It's great. It's very exciting. It's very exciting, and the golf course's reputation is going to go right back up again because Donald Ross did a great design here.
You know, one thing that has really changed golf dramatically is the equipment. Guys are hitting the ball farther. That means what Donald Ross designed back in 1922 won't always play with the way the game is played today, and that's part of your job to try to say, well, if Donald Ross was here today, what would he do to accommodate for those changes?
Exactly right. I mean, if you look at what Donald Ross did at Pinehurst, which was his home. I mean, he came to the United States in 1899. He was hired by the Tuff family to go design Pinehurst, and he stayed there, and that was his main office till he passed away, as you said, 1948. He kept changing Pinehurst, too. He kept changing. He made a lot of changes after World War II because that's basically when the metal shafts became popular. They were out before the war, but really didn't become popular until after the war. He changed things. He shifted bunkers. He made holes longer because the ball was traveling further. What would Donald Ross do if he could come to America today in 2014, see the game of golf for 3 months? You know, how does the Club Pro hit it? How does the 2 handicap hit it? How's the 12 handicap hit it? The 22 handicap hit it? So we're trying to make adjustments to what we think and what I think. And I've done work at well over a dozen Donald Ross golf courses. What would he do to make it suitable for today's game?
You know, I was doing a little history myself with Torresdale, Frankfurt in particular. 1941, I think, they had a Philadelphia Open. It was a PGA Tour event. Sam Snead won it, and he shot a course record 64. Can you imagine 64 back in the day?
I don't know how they did that.
Especially with some of the holes that people are familiar with here.
And the yardage was probably about the same. It wasn't much of a different yardage from the back tees as it is today. It just shows you what great players those guys are.
And we'll take a look at what the great work Stephen Kay is doing here at Torresdale. What Inside Golf continues in just a moment. Stay with us as we look at the restoration work. Stephen Kay in charge at the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management.
First time I did try to do a project like this in upstate New York. I don't want to say the name.
Golf is your passion. Each round is a unique experience with memories that last a lifetime. Make your next round one to remember with PGNplus.com, the Professional Golfers Network. Sign up for free for exclusive access to the best private courses in your area. Already a country club member? Go to PGNplus.com to learn how to take your membership further. Play your golf bucket list only on PGNplus.com. Book your tee time today.
Susquehanna Wealth Management is comprised of 5 distinct business lines with products and services designed to help our clients build, manage, and preserve their wealth throughout their lifetime and beyond. We have a trust department with over 80 years of history and a team of seasoned, dedicated industry professionals. We are one of the largest retirement planning firms in the tri-state area with over 50 years of experience in investment advisory services for both institutional and personal wealth clients. No matter where you are in life or how much wealth you have accumulated, we have a team of experienced professionals that can help you develop a long-term strategy to meet your unique financial goals. We are always available to sit down with you to review your plan and adjust it as necessary. We cannot help our clients get from point A to point B unless we completely understand their current situation and strategy. Like the market, life is always changing, and so must we. At Susquehanna Wealth Management, we take the time to understand your goals, analyze your situation, and provide a customized, comprehensive strategy on an ongoing basis.
Well, Stephen, we are standing now on the tee at maybe the toughest par 4, not in the country, in the world, folks. Number 8 at Torresdale. And I'll tell you what, it's a layup, 3-shot hole for 98% of the people that I know. What have you done to number 8 here at Torresdale?
Well, if you look down the golf hole, you can see now that you can see the green.
Right.
You can see the clubhouse. Before, all you barely saw was the top of the group ahead of his head. And you really, if they were shorter guys, you didn't know if you could hit. You didn't see the green. So we enlarged this tee. The tee was very small. We lowered this ridge. We built a tee over there for seniors. We built another tee much further up for ladies. And now you can see the whole golf hole. You could see the landing area. You could see the green. Also, behind the 8th green were all trees. All those trees have come down. They were all planted in the 60s and 70s. We've cut those trees down so you can see the clubhouse. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to restore this golf course to when Donald Ross did it, which was in 1919. We have this old aerial photograph. It's 1939. It's really about the only one we have. We don't go back to 1919. But we're trying to go by this 95%.
Tell me, if you can, about the green here at number 8 and what you found out, 1939 visuals, and what's happened
well,
since then.
It actually is not an original Donald Ross green. The green was actually on this side of the creek. What you don't see here is that there is a creek down there about 40 yards in front of the green. The green was on this side. I don't really know why, because it was open space. Donald Ross could have put the green there. But the 17th hole, which is a par 3 now, was originally a par 4.
And they widened Grand Avenue.
Widened Grand Avenue.
Early 60s.
Early 60s, which ended up resulting in a par 3 17th hole. So they wanted more yardage. And to get the more yardage, the members moved the green onto the other side.
So anybody who has a problem reaching this green in 2, you can blame it on the widening of Grand Avenue back in 1963.
There you go. Don't blame it on me.
Don't blame it on Stephen. He takes enough heat. Stephen, this is number 1 green. Anybody who played at Torresdale, Frankfurt back in the day remembers a rather severe slope from back to front. What have you done to kind of soften this up? And in general terms, talk about, first of all, what you did with the surface of the green.
Okay. Well, this green had a 5 to 7% slope. At today's mowing heights and today's snip meter, you really shouldn't have a green more than 3.5, maybe 4% slope, because the ball just scientifically, it'll just keep rolling off. Right. The only thing that might stop it is a little old ball mark or sand out of a bunker, some imperfection.
And members want greens as fast as what they see on TV.
That's what
right?
they want, unfortunately. So what we had to do is we had to take a green that had a lot of character, all right? Now what a lot of people will do is they'll just go like that to soften it. Right. And then it loses its character, right? What I do, and let's say that's the green, I take that green and very carefully I just go like that. So it's softer. Now technically what we do is...
So it'll still have the undulations.
It'll still have the undulations in the same places. And we're very careful. Now to do that, it takes a lot of care. And while this was regraded, I was here every minute that it was being done and directed the guy on the dozer who was doing the regrading. But just technically, the sod gets taken off like puzzle pieces. So we take the green, we cut the sod with a sod cutter, we cut it in half, and then 2 rolls at a time are rolled in that direction, 2 rolls of that direction. If this row was labeled number 1, it's labeled number 1 over there. And then we took all the green off. Then we rototilled the green, we rototilled it had about that much top dressing on the old push-up topsoil. We rototilled that in, then we put 2 inches of more sand on, rototill it, another 2 inches, rototill it, another 2 inches, rototill it. So we actually raised the green 6 inches. Now the reason we do that is when you cut in the back here, when you end up trying to lower this, you're trying to change this like that, you need enough there to cut a cup. So after that was all done, then the dozer comes in here. I have about a dozen grade stakes in there for key points, and we regrade it. We get it looking good, and we put the sod back. We did this in 2 days.
Wow.
And you do it for about the third the price of building a whole new green.
So the whole project, the whole green project in 3 days?
This took no more than 3 days.
That's
2.5
amazing.
days.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you said, a puzzle, everything's marked. So this grass was
right
there when
right
you
there.
began the project.
And the reason you do that, the very first time I tried to do a project like this was in upstate New York. I don't want to say the name of the club, because they didn't listen to me. They didn't roll it off and take the puzzle pieces off. I got there, and they were all scattered, and they didn't label them.
Nobody knew where anything
so
went back.
when we put it back, now you have different grasses, you have different types of poas and different types of bent, and when they put it back, it looked very boxy. And it looked boxy 5 years later. This, you will not know the difference when we start playing again next May.
That's amazing.
And I've done this a lot now at many different clubs.
Stephen, here we are now. We're at the driving range area, which is in the same location. It looks a lot different, what you've done here. It used to be like a shoebox. What's happened?
Well, it's much wider. It was aiming that direction, closer to the second fairway. We've shifted it about 15 degrees in angle. We built target greens that are real target greens with real bent grass. There's bent grass fairway. We built a short game area over there.
Now, the short game area didn't exist before, right?
There was a little tiny one. Now there's actually 2 greens, or about 5,000 square feet. It's hard to make them out until the flags get put in. We have 2 practice sand bunkers. The actual tee here is more than double the size.
I was going to say, yeah.
We have this these AstroTurf. They're called synthetic turf now. I'm an old guy, so I still call it AstroTurf. This is what you hit off of. This actually is synthetic turf also. The reason for this little buffer, besides looking good, it's a little minor functional reason. This is very expensive, what you hit off of. This is less expensive. He's mowing these tee at a 1/2 inch. If the guy falls asleep and he mows a little bit into this, we'd rather have him hurt this than this.
I got
So
you.
it's actually a little safety buffer there.
Stephen, we've moved over to number 18, the green here at 18. Tell us what's different here as opposed to the 18 before.
We've cut down more trees, so it's more open. You can see the clubhouse that's under construction right now. We've also enlarged the green, trying to get it up to the size that the green originally was with the pad. Greens basically got smaller in history 2 times, one in World War II with gas rationing, and then when the triplex mowers came out in 1969, 1970. Also, there's a fairway bunker on the right-hand side of the fairway that we've extended back so you can see it a little bit more, come into a little bit more play for the longer hitters. 18 is a difficult hole. This is a tough golf hole.
Yeah, I know all about that. As you had a good line about if you want to break 80.
You better come to this hole needing a bogey, not a par.
There you go.
Yeah.
That says it all. Here's a guy that has worked with you for a long time. In fact, he knows you from the classroom as well. Brian Mazie, for more than 20 years, has been a superintendent at Torresdale, Frankfurt. And Brian, you're reunited with Stephen Kay. Tell us about that. How's it feel to be working with him again?
Good. He's been working here 20 years, probably almost as long as I have, and he was one of my instructors back in the late 80s, we'll say.
Good student?
Yeah, that's better than than 86.
Tell me.
Brian was a good student. Yes, he was.
Tell me, Brian, we've talked to Stephen about, from an architect standpoint, as a superintendent, what have been some of the things you've been conscious of in this whole restoration process?
A lot of the tree removal, mostly to get them off the fairways, away from the greens, out of the tee areas. It's trees and grass just don't go together.
Is this, at your stage in your career, something you are really excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking for a good project, and we're going to town here, so it's really exciting. Everything we're doing, the driving range, all the restoration to the holes, it's unbelievable.
For both of you guys, I'm sure now that we are getting into the winter months, that's a critical time for a project like this so that you can get everything on time, ready for the members in the spring.
Well, the hope is that we're done with all 18 holes by the end of April so that it could open mid-May, Memorial Day. But we're at the mercy of the weather. I mean, the weather's, who knows what's going to happen. Last winter we had a real winter. I'm hoping we don't have a real winter. If we do have a real winter and we get basically snowed out and weathered out, we might not finish. We might have to stop work sometime in April and just bring the contractor back next October. But we're hoping that we're going to get done.
Well, good luck to both of you. It's exciting times for you, Brian, and obviously for you, Stephen. Pleasure to see you again. Run into you, and good luck over the winter. And I can't wait till we have a grand opening. I hope Inside Golf is on the invitation list.
We will be on the invitation list.
All right. Stephen Kay, Brian Mazie, here at the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale. We'll be back. A final word coming up on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. If you haven't seen it already, I'd like to introduce you to Jersey Man Magazine, published by former Eagle tight end Ken Dunnick. It's the only men's magazine in our area. Enjoy articles on cigars, martinis, the mob, business, politics, and, of course, golf. Written by big-time journalists like George Anastasia, Bill Lyon, Sam Carchidi, and many others. Subscriptions are only $20 a year and are available at jerseymanmagazine.com.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner, Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
In our continued partnership with Rothman Institute, the Philadelphia PGA brings you another weekly golf-related injury prevention tip. Weekly segments will address common golf-related injuries, the mechanics behind these injuries, as well as recommended treatment and prevention methods that golfers can take to help manage and hopefully prevent these injuries from happening. Here to help us understand how these joints operate is Dr. Paul Marchetta. Dr. Marchetta is a sports medicine surgeon at Rothman Institute. He is also a team physician for the Philadelphia Eagles. He will be working with PGA professional Scott Riley to discuss today's topic, which will be knee.
Thanks, Leela. We're back here with Doc, and we're going to be talking about the knee today. And let you take it away, Doc, about what's going on when we maybe have some soreness in our knees.
Yeah, good, Scott. You know, very common. I get golfers come into my office all the time, say, geez, they're right-handed golfers, so their left knee is getting sore. They can't drive through anymore, and they're feeling pain on the inside of the knee. So what are the three big things that we talk about? We talk about kneecap pain, which is I've got a little knee here for you, Scott. So that's a kneecap. This is a knee bending. So where the kneecap rubs on the big bone on top of the femur, the undersurface, that little gristle that covers it, can get worn down, get a little inflamed, and the patient or the player starts complaining of anterior knee pain. I'm having trouble reading putts. When I squat down to read a putt, I get a little pain in the front of my knee. Typically comes from little irritation under the kneecap. So we really want to resolve that before it gets too bad. So the treatment we do for that is a big stretching program, flexion, extension, a little quad exercise, sit on the end of a stool and start lifting with a weight on your ankle, and just repetitively work the quads and build up these strengths so that the quad tendon and the patella articulate or rub more evenly. So that would be the biggest thing we see with anterior knee pain.
Okay.
Second thing we talk about would be the meniscus or cartilage tear inside the knee. So again, take your stance. You got a right-handed golfer, so when he drives through, Scott, you really load up on the medial side or the inside of the knee, right on that edge there, and you get guys that are really banging balls hard and they're trying to make that big turn. When they turn into it, it puts big pressure. If this is a right knee, it turns big pressure on the inside of that right knee. So you're grinding the femur against the tibia, and the meniscus gets pinched, and that's the tear. Swelling, locking, giving way, and pain with the turn. So you will see with your students that they really have trouble finishing their swing.
Yeah.
And they start backing off, falling off, because they have too much pain on that side. So once you see that, you take them aside. Listen, you got to ice, you got to stretch. This typical things we've talked about, anti-inflammatory medication. So those are the big things with that. The third I will answer, because we have a few more minutes, would be the arthritis pain. Now, arthritis pain is the end of the road for a knee. That means that when we look at the end of the femur, this is the big bone on top, the proverbial chicken bone, the white gristle on the end of the bone starts wearing down, so you start seeing a little bit of bone under that cartilage. And it's that same deal. When you try and make a turn, instead of all that cushion, you're really starting to grind bone on bone. And that really hurts. Swollen knee, can't make a turn, can't read putts. These are really the end stage. So injections help. We have lubricant that we can put in the knee now, an exercise program. We even have braces now to take pressure off at that side of the knee to get the guy out to finish the season.
Yeah. Well, good points. Definitely think you can learn from that. And basically, they're going to try to get on a program again, like we've talked about, right? I mean, that's the key.
Right. Exercise, preseason working out, lose weight, stretching, icing if you get a little sore, and take it from there.
Yeah, gosh, I do love that hot dog at the turn, but I just think about it. All right, you heard it here from the doc. Take some time, get healthy, and you'll be playing better golf before you know it. Thanks.
Golf is your passion. Each round is a unique experience with memories that last a lifetime. Make your next round one to remember with PGNplus.com, the Professional Golfers Network. Sign up for free for exclusive access to the best private courses in your area. Already a country club member? Go to pgnplus.com to learn how to take your membership further. Play your golf bucket list only on pgnplus.com. Book your tee time today.
Whether you are beginning to plan for your future, building your nest egg, or nearing retirement, Susquehanna Wealth Management will take the time to understand your unique situation and provide a customized, comprehensive strategy. From investment management and trust services to retirement planning for you or your business, we can help you develop a long-term plan to meet your specific financial goals. We understand that through life stages, your needs and financial objectives change. No matter where you are in life or how much wealth you have accumulated, we're always available to sit down with you to review your plan and adjust it as necessary. Susquehanna Wealth Management.
Susquehanna Wealth Management, helping you build,
Manage, and preserve wealth.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Quite a project underway at what was Torresdale Frankfort Country Club and now is the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale. And look who's here as we wrap up our show this week. Bob Sheppard, no stranger to Inside Golf. Bob, in addition to being a noted PGA professional in the Philly area, you are quite an historian when it comes to golf everywhere, but in particular Philadelphia. Little history here at what was Torresdale Frankfort?
Yeah, there's a lot of memories here. This is a great golf course. We played a lot of golf as juniors, then as pros, as amateurs. They've always got great tournaments here. There's a lot of memories. The first hole here, I remember Stan Dudas, he hit a ball up about 3 feet away from the pin, and his first putt hit the lip and ran off the front of the green. He chipped it in for a 4 on the way by. He winked to me. He said, "That's what I wanted, was a 4." So
all-time 4 for Stan Dudas.
And then we had Dick Hendrickson and Dickie Smith, and all the great players have been here. It's great. And then all the way back to Doug Sanders played here, and as you just mentioned, Sam Snead won the one back in the 40s, you know. So it's a heck of a club. It's a beautiful layout, and what they've done here on 18 is spectacular. It looks a different golf course altogether. So Stephen K., hats off. Good luck with the project. I mean, he's really done a wonderful job.
Yeah, he sure has. Speaking about different courses, how about number 8? I know you had a chance to look at number 8, and now you can see from the tee box the beautiful clubhouse here at Torresdale. Is there a tougher par 4 in the world?
No, there isn't. That's one of the holes that don't have a par. You just, whatever you make, you just shake your head and say, "Thank you very much. That was very good."
Or a 5.
Or a 5, yeah.
Thank you very
make is
much.
good. That's a tough golf.
Shep, always a pleasure.
Good to see you, Harry. Yep, nice to see you again, and we'll catch up soon here.
Yeah, and we'll catch up here at Torresdale when they open it up in the springtime, hopefully, and Inside Golf will be back to see how the restoration project came about. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks. Good to see you again.
Bob Sheppard there. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. See you next time on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management, helping you build, manage, and preserve wealth. By PGN Plus, play your golf bucket list. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.